I'll say it again. If you have a plan B, you're going to fall back on it. Plan A, all in. Do it. Do it. You're all so young. You're going to be old very soon. I'm not. I mean, these are just facts. And you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my God, what happened to all the things that I wanted to do? No plan Bs. Plan A only, all in. And if you go all in, other things will present themselves, including kinesiology. Is that what you're asking? Are you asking for yourself, like if somebody came to you and was really stuck and had a hard time overcoming something and was, what's your name?
Paul.
Paul, and said, Paul, blah, 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 blah. Then you would say, okay, well, how can I help you? That's simple. Go watch Oprah. No, I'm serious. You see, we laugh, but because at one level we get it. I think we're living in an amazing world today where the conversations about possibility have changed. And it's not woo-woo, it's not like, it's real science, it's physics. I teach physics. I'm not, an astrophysicist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not like a weekend scientist. But all the things that I'm teaching are really based in possibility, and possibility is science. And you increase possibility by sharing, by communicating, by being out there, by getting out of your way, by changing dialogues, and finding a group of people who help support you in that. So one thing you all could do, here's a great example. Why don't you, I'm sure some of you have good friends here, start a support group. Start like a mastermind group where you meet once a month and you talk about, this is what I want to do. This is, how can you help me? And you'll come together and you'll see that other people will have insight and ideas that you didn't even think about.
What would you say to students, because I think I find students are in a similar situation I found myself in college, that they're like, they have to support their family, or they have to support, they have a family, they're either single parents, or their parents rely on them to help them support the household, or something like that. What would you say to a student in that situation who wants to follow a dream but has these other major responsibilities?
Wow, okay, that's a great question. I've never, I'm leaving now. No, okay, no, that's a really great question. And I have a kind of a silly answer, but then I'll get, the truth is, even Beyonce only has 24 hours in a day. So meaning, you guys, we all have the same amount of time. We all have different challenges in life, so I get that. So I think maybe, okay, maybe you can't pursue something full-time because you have other obligations. But get this, I don't think any art field is a pursuance of something full-time. That's a light bulb, that's just coming to me right now, that's the truth. So that's the thing, is you think, okay, when you look at somebody like Rihanna and she just hangs out by the pool all day and then every now and then just, does something on the keyboard, yeah, I can't do that. I gotta freaking work at McDonald's and pay my, get diapers for my kid, and I get that. But that's really not, you're seeing sort of the mythical image of, that's the end result of making millions of dollars and being a huge commercial success. But real creativity isn't like that. Actually, real creativity comes from being in the blood and guts of your own life. This is so good, that's the truth. So you have to go work in the slaughterhouse, and that's not what you want to do. I can say that because my dad was a butcher. Both of my brothers had to work in, I grew up in Indiana, and both my brothers had to work when they were teenagers in the slaughterhouse. I, of course, would not. I held up signs saying murderer and things like that. I refused to do it. But I think the interesting thing is so you have to go work at the factory, but while at the factory, there's a part of you that wants to be a writer. Well, what is the stuff that you were experiencing for yourself as you in the factory that's aiding your writing? That's your story. You need that part to tell story. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to be just, I'm going to be like Ernest Hemingway and go live on a ship for like, 3 years and just write away. No. That's one way, that was his way. I don't know if he was on a ship, but that's an example. See what I'm saying? So this is really great. This is why I like Q&As and asking those kind of questions, because it gets me stimulated in the truth about, I've never had that conversation with somebody before, but that's the truth. And then you don't have to worry about, well, then how am I going to sell those stories? Or that will come next. The first thing is to not compartmentalize your life thinking that an artist's life looks like this and you have a 9-to-5 job and you therefore can't be an artist. That's ridiculous. It comes back to everybody has 24 hours a day. You've got time to do lots of things. So that's kind of my answer for that. is that where you are is going to help you tell your story. You know, my mom, oh God, I'm just thinking this now. When I was obsessed with, you know, all my allowance when I was a teenager would go into buying sweaters. I don't know, I lived in the Midwest, and I was obsessed with Chess King. Did they have the equivalent of Chess King anymore? Like, it was just like, I don't know, it's just this sort of specialty clothing store. But anyway, I would always ask my mom, like, you know, do I look okay? And she would say, who do you think cares? She was so right, but I didn't get it then. I didn't get it then. But now I get it. So think about it. Here's the thing. On a daily basis, except for the guy who's going to be asleep right there, on a daily basis, who do you think of most often? Yourself. Yes, thank you. So what do you think most people are thinking about on a daily basis? Themselves. So like lightning flash, they're not thinking about you. Your boyfriend, sorry, is not at home thinking about you. They're not. They're not thinking about you.